Hello, Rachel. How are you?
Where did they end it?
Hello.
Hello, good evening, mentor.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
How was your day?
How you doing? How's your body? It was
Um,
awesome. Leg or
I'm
your
better
hand?
now, thanks. Let's wait for the rest to join us. It's just you and I that is here now. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So let's wait for those the
Yes, I
rest
can
of
hear
them
you,
to
sir.
join us. I hope your group can present today. I'm ready for you guys to do. As you can see, a new batch will be starting by 1st of March. So I need to stop being gentle with you guys now. So tonight is the night, even though it's
Hey,
11 p.m. we finish. We
this
wait
is why
again. I hope you guys are ready.
Jesus. You're ready, sir. So I don't know if you got the mail I sent to you today. Yeah,
I've not
last night.
checked my. Don't mind me. I've not checked my mail yet. I've been a little bit up and down. I had a lot to do.
Oh, yeah.
I'm marking at the same time. And there are a lot of people that have submitted tax. They don't attend meetings. They only submit tax. And those people I will not mark their work. And please, okay, when the rest come, shall yeah, I've got it. I got it. I got the one for
Okay.
Olatayo as well.
But sir, you've not marked any of my own again.
I'll see my. That's what I'm saying now.
You've
I
not
actually,
marked my task
I'm
again.
doing, I'm doing selective marking now. Are you listening to me?
Hell.
Yes, now. I'm doing
Yes, sir.
selective marking. The reason is because I check the tax I'm supposed to mark. I see about almost 60 or 50 people submitting tax. Meanwhile, I only have about less than 15 students. How come? So what I want to do now
Hmm.
is this. I'll be marking you based on your meeting attendance. I think I've done all sorts
Okay.
analysis for everybody that attend meeting, except they're not using their real name in the meeting. That's why. And I'll move to probably ideology video tonight. By
I've not
tomorrow, I
even
should
done
end up
that
marking.
one.
Because I'll only mark. You see, you know that I said I'm not marking. That's one reason why I was laying marking. Imagine if I've marked it and I've passed. You now submit after I've got. You know, it's not easy to go back. It's not easy to go
Hey,
back and mind those tasks.
mentor, you know something?
So
I was actually very sick. Oh, seriously. I
yeah,
just got
sorry.
better today. They was like
You are
hell, honestly.
you are healed in Jesus' name. You are healed. Don't worry.
Man, thank you.
I hope you guys will not use network as an
So
excuse
I want
today.
to know in a cycle like
Okay? You want to
it's
know
already
what?
breaking up. Your line is breaking stuff.
My
In a
own or the one you are
cycle,
using to
how
hear me.
many are we supposed to be?
And 9.
Okay, 9.
Yes. You might be lesser than 9, but normally you're supposed to be
In
9.
my okay, my presentation I wrote that we're 10.
How come you guys are 10 active
So I don't know.
people? Where did you get the additional one person from? Do you add myself to it or which one?
Mm, I added you now, your boss.
So who is the 10th man?
You know.
Me. Imagine. Oh, voila. I'll see what you've got. Meanwhile, since we are waiting for the rest of them, can you start? Bagal.
No.
Hello. Yes. I want you to start. While the rest will join us, when they join us, they will have their own. Oh, you're not ready for it.
I'm ready, sir. Am I meant to read the question before I?
Since you are the first person to present today, and yeah, you can take your time and read it and read it out.
Share my
Read it out.
screen?
You can share your screen if you want to. Yeah, you can share your screen.
Okay, I do not need to.
What did you say?
How will I do that too? Okay, I was. Okay, I was saying how to do it.
Are you using a laptop or a system rather?
Yes. Yeah, I'm using my laptop.
Okay, move your mouse cursor to the left hand side of your screen where there is that Google writing on it.
Mm,
Can you see
I've seen
something
it.
that pop up? Share screen. You select
Yeah, I've
what you
seen it.
want to share.
I can select entire screen, Abby.
Not the
Abby
entire
window.
screen, the application screen, the windows, the one that you want us to see.
Okay.
You let us go and
Okay, I've
see you and
selected
your
it.
husband's picture with your baby.
Sir?
Are you ready? Yeah, I can see
Yeah,
your screen.
I'm sharing my screen. I don't know if you can see it.
I can see it. MMM Nigeria Guidance
Okay.
School, batch 258 to 15 circle. I can see it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Alright, start. I'll mute my mic for you to talk. When there is need for me to talk, I will talk. Okay?
All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is and I'm here to our business task. Also, I'm supposed to be doing this with Mary, so I don't know if she's online now. Um, we were given 7 tasks in this business game. So I'm starting from task 1. And task 1 says that information needed in order to become managers or leaders in the MMM guiders community or community. Now you have an important task. Enter in a new country and develop MMM Global there. It would be the Thailand. As a starting resources, you have a team, 50,000 US dollars, knowledge received in the school. Within an hour, you have to develop a plan of actions for a week. Specify the number of registrations and deposits you will achieve. Note that only 50,000 US dollars is given once. Later on, you should use the free resources from the system. My team and I intend to go about this. Oh, the location here is Thailand, and the population there is about 67.01 million citizens. Estimates, and they speak Thai. The currency they use there is called Thai baht. Is 1 week. So my objectives are: the objective of this task is to develop an action plan for initial takeoff of MMM Global in Thailand. Given to us is 50,000 US dollars. We have internet and my team members and I were 10, including the knowledge received from Guidance School. So the action we intend to take from day one. Day one is the arrival date. I will arrive in Thailand. We settle all necessary logistics and such as accommodation and feedings and other things. So we use day one and day two to do all those things. Day 3 to day 7, we're going to do a massive publicity online social medias like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. We're going to create offline awareness. We're going to hold seminars to create awareness in Thailand, and we're going to do sensitization at various university campuses, and also do a major campaign in markets, places, and malls. The projected number of new registrations for 5 days is 500 participants with the ability to provide help. So these 500 participants should be able to provide help. And in Thailand, the currency of Thailand is equal to 35 Thai per $1. So the average deposit per participant is, which is about 1,750 Thai baht. And the projected deposit for 5 days is depends. So 500 participants times 10 US dollars will give us, which is about 875 baht. Okay, we have a breakdown of costs incurred members within the 7 days. Hello. Please, can you mute your mic? I'm presenting. Hello, please mute your mic. Okay, like I was saying, the cost. Hello. Please mute your mic. We're in the middle of presentation.
Hello.
Can you hear me? Somebody interrupted and the noise was so much in the background. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello.
Okay, please mute your mic. I'm presenting. Sorry for the interruption. So the cost incurred by my team members within 7 days is for my members and I cost us 10,000 US dollars. The hotel accommodation and feeding, 5,000 US dollars. Transportation and logistics, $500. Offline publicity, $500, and video coverage and language interpreter. Country, so we had to get someone to interpret the language for us. So that cost $500, and the total expense incurred was $500. So we'll now deduct it from the $50,000 that was given to us initially to start up the project. So we'll be having a balance of 33,000.
Sorry, guys, that I'm late. I'm having a serious network issue. Good evening, all.
Just left now.
So that is the end of task 1. That's the solution we have for task 1. So going to task 2 now.
Hello.
My screen is not moving again.
Hello.
Yes,
Mary, we can hear you.
I'm having issues with my screen. I don't know. Let me
Wait.
stop and reshare it again.
I can hardly hear you, sir. The network is bad right now. It's raining in here, so I can hardly hear anything. I'm in Ekiti and it's
Sorry, if you're just coming in, kindly mute your mic. We're in the middle of presentation, please. Thank you. So the next task is task 2. And the task is goes like this. A week has passed and you are 4 men. The average contribution of participants to the structure is $300. Under the regulation of Global, you must provide at least 30% growth in terms of participants' payments, starting with the first contributions. So your task is to calculate how many new members and contributions you have to ensure in the next 3 weeks in order to be able to required payments to older participants. Note that it is necessary to write down your plan of actions for the next 3 weeks under the above mentioned stated. Under the above conditions stated, rather. Point out what resources you need and how you are going to use them. The number of participants and money raised during this period. What extra costs you may have to incur and how to attract them. So how my team members and I, this is how we intend to go about it. The action plan we have for the 3 weeks is the expected number of registrations per week and average contribution per participant is $300 and minimum Mavro growth rate is 30%. Minimum registration bonus is $20. So for the first week, the total contribution of participants will be equals to $300 multiplied by 500, which will give us 150 US dollars. And the total registration bonus for participants will be dollars times the number of participants, which is 500. So it will now give us 10,000 US dollars. 30% growth on each of the registered participants' contribution, which should be 3%, 0.3 times 150, which will give us 45 US dollars. And the total GH requested for participants is equals to 150 plus 45,000 plus 10,000. And this
who is doing this thing?
This will be hello.
Hello, yes.
Please, if you're just coming in, mute your mic. I'm in the middle of presentation. Please mute your mic. Please. So the total GH for the total GH pool will equal to 205 US dollars. So to make up to of which is about $45,000 and registration bonus requires additional participants at the end of week 2. So we need to get more participants to join MMM in order to be able to meet up with the requirements. So the expected number of registration at the end of week 2 will be 500 plus 83. 83 for the first week. So the second week, the expected number of registration will now be 683. Average contribution per participant $300 and minimum Mavro growth rates 30%. Minimum registration bonus $20. Of participants will now be 300 times 683, $204,900. And the total registration bonus for participants will equal to $20 times the number of participants, which is 683, $13,660. The 30% growth on 683 registered participants contributions, which is 0.3 times the total contribution, which is $204,900. It will give us a total number of which means the 30% growth we're going to pay this participant to be 61,470. And total GH requested for 683 participants will equal $204,900 plus 61,470 plus 260. So the total GH pool will be $280,030. So to be able to make up to the 30% of the 61,470 and registration bonus, we need participants at the end of week 3. We need more participants to come on board. We need about 250 new participants to come on board. In the second week, we had about 683. So for us to be able to meet up with the GH amount we have in the pool, we need more participants, at least 250 new participants, which are new registrations. So the expected number of registration at the end of week 3 will now be 683 plus 250, which will now give us 933 members for the third week. So the expected number of registration for the third week, which is 933, and average contribution per participant, which is $300. Minimum Mavro growth rate still remains 30%. Minimum registration bonus still at $20. Total contribution bonus for participants.
Simon, I beg. Simon,
you're just coming
please, you are disturbing this presentation.
Sorry, guys. Please mute your mic. When in the middle of presentation, please mute your mic. Thank you. Sorry, let me start again. Let me start the week 3 again. In this week 3, we're expected to have new registrations of about 933 members, and the average contribution per participant is $300. Minimum Mavro growth rate still stands at 30%, and minimum registration bonus still $20. So the total contribution of participants will be equal to $300 times the number of participants, which is 933. So we'll be getting about $279,900. Total registration bonus for participants will be $20 times the number of participants, and we'll be getting $18,660. And the 30% Mavro growth on the registered participants will now be 0.3 times $279,900, which will give us a total of $83,790. So in our GH pool, the total GH request for the 933 participants will now be, it will increase. So it will now be $279,900 plus $83,970 plus $18,660. So we'll be getting a total of $382,530. So as you can see, every week the number of GH keeps going up because the number of participants are increasing. So as the number of GH is going up, participants are increasing. So to make up to the 30% of Mavro rates and the registration bonus plus we need additional participants at the end of week 4, meaning we just have to keep signing up new members in order to be able to pay the amount of GH we have and to keep the system running. So what do we do to keep the system running? We need more participants. We need new people to come on board, and the expected number of registration at the end of week 3 should be 9. We need about we estimated about new members. So to be able to meet up with the GH amount, we'll add the 342 members to the existing 933 members, and we'll be getting about 1,275 participants in the MMM Global Community in Thailand. So in the week 4, we'll be starting our registration with 1,275 members, and the average contribution per participant is $300. The minimum average growth rate still remains percent, and the minimum registration bonus. Therefore, total contribution of participants will now be $300 multiplied by 75 will be giving us 385. Total registration bonus for participants will now be $20 times the number of participants, 275. We'll be getting 25,550, and the 30% growth in Mavro for those 1,275 members, contribution will be 0.3 times 385, which is the total contribution the members are making. 385, 0.3 times 382, $500, and we'll be getting $114,750. We increase our GH request too. So the total GH request, we all know what GH means. It means get help. So the total get help request for 1,275 participants will now equal to $1,500 plus $114,750 plus $25,550. So we'll be having we'll be having $522. So that is the total GH in our pool. Hence, the total participant for the next 3 weeks. Sorry. Down here, I have the analysis for the total participants in the 3 weeks we're going to be spending in Thailand. For the first week, we expected 500, and the second week 683. The fourth week, we expected 1,275 participants. So it continues like that, keeps going up and up and up. New members keep coming on board, and the number of GH keeps increasing. And for we to be able to pay in our pool, we should get new registrations. So for MMM to be able to sustain, to keep bringing new participants, we have to keep registering new people so the system doesn't crash. So our team members, we incurred expenses in the process of the to stand firm in Thailand. I have a list of what we expended here, the budget for the 3 weeks, $10,000.
As the very indie that are good.
Sorry for that. Please, if you're just coming on board, mute your mic. Thank you. So the expenses spent incurred by the team is as follows. We spent $10,000 on accommodation. We spent 1,000 on transportation, offline publicity, $500, video coverage, and language interpreter. So the total we spent, total expenses incurred is $8,000. So the balance after 1 month, $33,500 minus 8,000. So we now have $25,500. And the resources we needed included offline seminars, offline promotion of MMM. We used flyers, poster, banners. We used social medias, radio houses to publicize. Now, when we had people register into the system, training of guiders commenced as soon as the system starts growing. We had need to train more guiders and managers in the system so they can have adequate information about how the system works and to motivate people to keep coming and to stay in the community. The next task, that's the end of task 2. The next task is task 3, and the task goes like this. A month has passed, you are hundreds, the same plan for another 1 month on the basis of the results of previous calculations, taking into account the dynamics of growth, the number of new participants and contributions for the next 4 weeks. So what my team members and I intend to do, okay, the solution, total registration for the first month was 1,000. First task, we had the total registrations, which was for 4 weeks, 1,275 participants, and the number of guiders trained. Within that 1 month, we were able to train participants and they became guiders in the community. And the number of guiders trained is 20 guiders. So assuming the remaining 1,255 participants out of 1,275 registered participants in previous months, we are able to register average of 2 people. So let's assume out of the 1,275 participants, at least 1,255 were able to register at least 2 people, 2 new participants, ability to PH. These 2 people coming in to the system they can PH. So hence the number of new registration for 4 weeks will now be 1,255 multiplied by 2 times 2. So we'll be having 10,040 participants in the community. And assuming 20 guiders were able to register an average of 5 new participants per week with the ability to PH, provide help. Hence, the total number of guiders new downline will be 20 times 5 times 4. So we'll be having a number of 400 through our guiders. So total number of registration for the month will now be 10,040 plus 400. We'll now be having 10,440 participants. We remember the guiders were able to, 20 guiders were able to bring on board, on average, 400 new members, and the other to bring on board 10,040 participants. So the total number for the month will be 10,440 participants. And the total contribution for the month at average of $300 per registration will now be multiplied by the amount per registration, which is $300. So we'll be having $130, $30,040. And we also have to do some things to get more participants to come on board, because for the system to continue surviving, new members have to keep coming on board. So we have some activities we we planned to get more participants on board. Number one, we plan to carry out charity events and shows. Sorry, charity events where we show existing members the community actually care about them. The community wants to change their life financially. So we also us to keep repHing as they get their GH, they should repH. They get their, at least like 50% of their GH back into the system, so the system continue running. And we also do social media campaign and adverts, invite persons to come and learn about MMM. To use social medias like Facebook, like Twitter, like YouTube, and the rest of them to tell people about MMM and to let them come on board. And we also intend to hold seminars in schools. We also where we play videos, ideology video of MMM. We also intend to print flyers, banners, and so many of them will go to places, distribute flyers, and will place banners at strategic locations such as eateries, shopping malls, markets, and so many other places. And we also intend to guide and train the new participants to also invite their. We teach them the ideology of MMM, the rules and regulations of MMM, how MMM works, and we tell them how to invite their friends to come and join the community so the community will continue existing. We also intend to organize an offline event in different parts of the states. We will not just stay in the center of Thailand. We'll go to other parts of the states. We move it to even to the villages. That's how we intend to get more participants on board MMM. And that was the end of task 3. The next task is task 4. And it goes like this. After 2 months, you have the number of participants and deposits that you have calculated. We estimated the number of participants we want and the deposit, and we're able to get them after 2 months. Now, you can calculate what you need to organize within the next month. A week after the start of the month, there is the local holiday in Thailand, which is celebrated during a week, respectively. In this period, the activity of registration falls by 75%. So we're expected to make a plan of action for a month. What resources and how we should use them, the right amount of contributions and participants for the development of the system. So, excuse me. My team members and I, we sat down, we were able to come up with a solution to task 4. And the solution goes like this. The average new registration from previous months was 10,440 participants. And this is also projected for the new month. So we use the number of participants in the previous month to project the number of participants we're going to get in this new month. But due to the celebration, the number of participants dropped by 75%, and registration during festival now became 25%. So let's assume it's 25% of the total number of the participants in the previous month, which was 10,440 participants. So what that means in the new month, we'll be having about 2,610 participants. So the number has dropped because of the festive season in Thailand. So the number of registration, instead of people coming on board, or instead of those already in the community providing help, they stopped providing help because of the festive season. The difference in registration is now 10,440 minus 10, which is 7,830. So the system is has a deficit of about 7,830 participants. Therefore, to meet up with the setback, more registrations need to be made after the celebration. You remember the celebration in Thailand is for 1 week. So we need to get more participants to come on board after the celebration. So the targeted number of added registration is 7,830 participants for the next 3 weeks. And the targeted number of participants per week would be 10,440 plus 2,610, which will give us 13,050 participants. And for us to achieve this, planning is the foundation of success, and we need to make a plan ahead of the holiday. So we have to put something on ground so that as soon as the holiday is over, we'll plan. So during this the festive season, we intend to use a pause mode. A pause mode will be implemented to delay GH for at least 1 week holiday period. Like I said earlier, the holiday period is 1 week. So in order not to crash the system, so we introduced a pause mode. So, and this pause mode delayed GH instead of instant matching as usual. GH was delayed for a week. That's in our participants' PO. We didn't just do it so they don't feel maybe something is wrong with the community. There was a news on participants' PO, which is their personal office. And a week before the holiday, they were also assured of the system's restoration and functionality immediately after the holidays to avoid panic. And secondly, the already trained managers also have to help out in this situation. They have to they have to carry their downlines along the members in their structure, tell them about what is going on. It's a pause mode, it's not a crash. The system has to just put it in place in order to them. And we also participated fully during the festive season. And during the festive season, we are also creating awareness about MMM. We shared flyers and so many things, and we held charity events to sensitize participants about MMM ideology. That was the end of task 4. Next task is task 5. Sorry, my team member Mary is supposed to take this task, so I don't know if she's online now. She's meant to take 5. So Mary, I don't know if you're online. Please specify so you can carry on from tasks 5 to 7, because we have 7 tasks in this business game. Hello, Mary, are you there? Hello, Mary. Okay, let me continue. The next task is goes like this. Your plan, which is our plan in task 4, didn't work out, so you do not have enough new registrations and new deposits to cover the cost of the current deposit. It is necessary to analyze the plan of actions in this situation. What's the resources, how many participants, contributions needed to get the situation resolved? Due to lack of funds, there are delays in payments. The old participants saying that neither make their own contributions nor attract new members. So because of delay in payments, old members do not make contribution and they do not bring new members on board. So my team and I have a proposed solution to this. When our plan didn't work out and we do not have new registrations and new deposit to cover the cost of the current deposit, we went back to task one and started the process all over again. So see where to see where we went wrong. But first of all, we established the following things: how many participants were needed to continue. Number two, how much contribution is needed, and number three, six. Then we went back to the basics. We carried out the following activities in order to save MMM in Thailand, because it's like the system is about going down in Thailand, but we have to go back and from our first task to see what we can do to avoid a restart. And also to achieve and surpass the shortfall in tax 4, the following mechanism were used to stabilize the community system. Teach the MMM ideology in details. We started all over again. We started sensitizing our members and other new people about MMM. We let them know that MMM is not an investment; it's a social. It's a platform where people give help to those who need help for free. So it's not like an investment. When you help someone in the community, you get rewarded. So we started telling them the ideology of MMM in details, how it works, and we even let them know there's no central account where MMM puts money, where maybe somebody will just take their money and run away. No, the donations are meant we pay directly into participants' accounts. So we're able to tell them all that. We increased our awareness too. We increased it by going to other places we've not been before. We had to just increase awareness about MMM, and we needed to train more guiders so they can help in people about MMM and recruit more members. And all those things, we also increase contributions, so many things. So we also plan installments, receipts. MMM follows the rule. The order to receive money should come in half an hour after making a request, but in this difficult period for the community, participants did not receive help immediately. Normally, help within 1 minute, you're matched to get help, but because of what is happening in the community, get help request was delayed, and payments were also made in parts. For example, each week they received an installment of 25% of the amount requested. So if you ask for, let's say, 30,000, so you get like 25% of it. We started installments payment. We don't donate the sum which is critical. We tell people, we tell our guiders to educate their participants that they shouldn't donate the sum that is critical to them. What do I mean by that? And they shouldn't donate money they will feel bad later, because this community is about helping each other. So they should donate their spare money, not an investment. It's a peer-to-peer donation system. We donate to A donates to B. When B needs help, C donates to B. It goes on like that. So we help each other. It's not investments. We don't pay interest. You just get rewarded for member in the community. And we also have to regularly give and ask for help. MMM was not created for enrichment. Like some people would think, let me go and do MMM so I can build house and buy a car. No, it's not for enrichment but for other purposes. It's safer to help
Okay,
quickly
so
with smaller amounts.
proceed to tax 7.
Go to tax 7. Okay. Tax 7 says your effort has been insufficient to reverse the situation. A restart took place. All the old marvels are removed. We start to work from the beginning. Serious negative impacts of the members and unfavorable responses. 1 or 2 negative articles in the mass media, and you have to start in such conditions. A plan of action under specified conditions for a month. That despite all we did, the system was not able to sustain itself. So a start took place. And when there's a restart, that means old marvels, everything, system is starting afresh. Old marvels are removed, everything disappears. So the solution we have is when we experience a restart, we use the same method of advertising we have been using before to explain the situation. Like from the first task, when we enter Thailand, after we settled down, we did a lot of campaign. We printed posters, banners, we went to eateries, we used social media, we went to marketplaces and malls to create awareness. So this is what we intend to do when there's a restart. We intend to start afresh. We intend to create awareness, and we intend to explain that we're in the community before the restart, what happened, that they lost their money. The rule says put your spare money, not any money that's critical to you. So we have to start explaining to them what happened and the ideology of MMM, how it works. We consulted the experience of guiders in other countries where restart has happened before. And from history, we discovered that some factors that contributed were human nature, ignored risk, and system was not running in the right order. Only GH and never PH. So when we asked other guiders in countries where they had a restart, so they told us what happened. Human nature, ignored risk, and system was not running in the right order. The number of GH, number of PH. So to restore the confidence once reposed in us, we gave incentives to old timers that were already in the system before the restart took place. We gave them incentives. It does not mean paying back their total loss, but a certain percentage of it were paid back to them. Managers and guiders were advised to ensure they are not carried away with many bonuses at the expense of transparency while impacting the true ideology of MMM. We start registrations all over again because a restart is like starting afresh. So we started registrations all over again, and we encourage people to provide help so that the system can move smoothly. And we ensure that new prospects under the concept of MMM. For example, most Thailand people in MMM see MMM as investment platform where they can just put in their money and get huge amounts. We explain to them that that's not what MMM is all about, and it's not healthy for the community.
Okay, Richard, you've tried at least. Even though I gave you an extra day to prepare,
Hello.
you are reading your PowerPoint presentation back to me, which I corrected this guy with I think on Friday or Saturday. I corrected somebody about that. But
Hey,
meanwhile,
my network.
Pascal.
Sir, I'm here. Yeah, sir.
Is your
Good
circle
evening.
ready? Good evening.
Yes, we are.
Okay, and before your circle present, I have something to say. Please, when you are logging in for your meeting, kindly use the name you use on your tax, so I can be able to tell that yes, you are the type that attend my meeting. So when I'm marking, supposed to mark and the ones I'm not supposed to mark. Okay?
Okay, sir.
That's to everybody else. Okay, Pascal. So who is representing yourself? Is it you or the other guy?
Email.
Yeah, I don't see him online. It seems he's not online.
I'm online.
Are you ready
Hello,
now?
I'm online. Yes.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes. Don't read the tax. Just read the solutions. Okay. You already had Rachel read the tax earlier.
Yeah.
So just read out the solution. When you are a bit noisy, you need to close where you have little background noise. There's some guy
Okay.
talking behind your back and it's coming into your mind.
Okay. Okay. Let me relocate this the generator. Please just give me a few minutes. Let me relocate.
That's the man being voice. So guy, the man generator is
Hello, Michael.
hello. I can hear you.
Yeah. I'm relocating.
There'll be presentation. Michael,
Yes, please.
will there be presentation tomorrow?
I want to see if I can round up with you guys for tomorrow. There's another group coming in. I don't want to delay them.
Because of SAP 1,
Yeah.
I couldn't get my colleague to come together. I'm the only one working on it.
Are they there? Are they responding to your message?
I don't think any one of them is online. I'm talking now. No one. I can't figure out.
You know what?
Hello, we have some people in the group, but they can't join. The meeting cannot contain more than 10 people. That's why. Some people are.
Let them to listen on YouTube. Let them listen on YouTube. I mean, if they join on YouTube, I see them. None of them is on YouTube right now.
Yes, they are talking to me on their hangout, but I will message them now that they will join.
Let them join YouTube.
Okay,
Please,
okay.
your background is really noisy. I don't know who's guys talking there.
I've relocated. I'm in a quiet place now. The only thing I'm hearing is the gen.
Okay, now it's better. Can you start now? Email.
Yeah, I'm about to share my screen now.
Yeah, can you start? I want
to share my screen.
Please let the rest of us mute our mic so that we can all hear him very well.
Okay.
Okay.
My screen is showing now. Hello? Hello?
Your screen is showing. Yes, your screen is showing.
Okay,
yes, it's showing now.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. It's Group 8, Circle 4. We are doing our presentation on business games. As you see, the main task was to introduce MMM system into Thailand and MMM Global community into Thailand. And that's a list of our team members. Well, what we did was, the first thing we did was took a very interesting. Thailand had a mature cooperative system. That's what their law says. But the core ideology is what we have to teach. The core ideology is strange. Well, the other networks, a group of Chinese people who are part of the Bamboo network, they also do something similar to what the cooperatives do, but they are very strong. So they are also one of our key targets. Well, we made a small SWOT analysis. We found out that it was for the strength. Thailand was a fast-growing domestic market. Religious problems, well, yes, but those could be tackled because quite few of them were Muslims, and quite a number of them were Muslims and for Chinese background, and they understood what giving help was all about. We also have quite a number of tourists who hang around Chinese places. Opportunities. Well, the population was large. We looked at the largest 4, so we can target, and then most of them were educated, middle class people. So the idea of financial freedom will not be strange to them. With plenty of tourists too, some of them will have come to countries where MM already exists, so it's easy to use them to penetrate. Well, weakness. So analysis showed that major weakness was language. Few people did not speak English. However, we found out that we could walk through Chinese, foreigners, mostly tourists, and 2 translators, because English is also spoken to a good degree. They even have media channels who broadcast in English. Another main drawback, weakness, was computers being available. The internet is restricted by government and strictly monitored by government. And the major idea of selling another cooperative-like thing would not be very easy to sell because cooperatives are quite strong in Thailand. Threats. Well, we usually face the major threat of media, the banks, and religious circles. Christians believe that it represents the mark of the beast. Those are drawbacks that we have to surpass. So our basic entry strategy, what we did was we decided to build what we call an entry kit. The entry kit is a set of documents that you must be aware of when you're approaching a community or a person for the first time. So you have to find a way of breaking the language barriers. We're getting a few translators to help us do that while we learn the languages. And then we... Sorry, my network is okay. Hello? Uh-oh. Hello?
I said tax. Can you hear you?
Hello?
I said proceed to tax. Can you hear me?
I'm hearing you clearly, yes.
I said proceed to your tax 1. Leave the introductory aspect.
Okay.
Tax 1.
Okay. Week 1, task 1. We started by creating a local domain. We target those who move around a lot. Translators, motorbike commuters, and those who drive taxis and bus. Those are the main ways of moving around locally. Interstate is done with rail. Of course, our entry kit will contain our promo, info docs, and all that. We have to make a translation to Thai so that it's easy for the people to read. We find good enough decent places where we can hold events, and then we our presentation kit, and then we immediately started a guided school that first week. 20 just to help us spread the word. Now, a courier is a person who has the skill, the gift of spreading information real fast. So we identify potential couriers, and then some of them would include those we already know who live outside. We met on Facebook or WhatsApp. Tell us about your country, introduce us to somebody. We walk around social medias, sports clubs, restaurants, banks, just talk to people. Well, we target social media, and Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and WhatsApp are very popular among the young people and some of the working class people. So that first week, we must hold a seminar. Of course, snacks and bar and light drinks to lighten the throat. Our conferences and meetings, every day we look for a way of meet us. Well, small-time farmers, business people, especially those in the Bamboo Network who are mostly Chinese, campus students of age, and then because Thailand has a very wonderful sex tourism life, Well, every night we'll update, review, and update our SWOT or wish lists of our subcontacts, etc., etc. Well, we came in as a team of 10. Target is to, well, target might be a little low, but the target is to register 30 people a day, giving us 210 participants. Well, if you look very closely, you will see that we have a weekly PH of 63,000. The weekly GH expected at 30% will be 67,410, but nobody's going to GH at that point. So, sorry. Okay, how much we spending? Our budget is $50,000. We'll be spending about 9,000, almost 10,000, and in trouble. We have to find a way of raising money almost immediately. So what do? We spend the first 9,000, almost $10,000, holding the seminars, buying the flyers, presentation equipment, all that. And then we also practice what we preach. We GH 20,000 into the system. All team members will open accounts, and then we split our 20,000, and then we GH into the system. So we can also benefit from the free resource available. Well, if you look at that presentation very well, you will see that at the end of the day, we still have 20,300 had given 20p. It's a little tricky because generally we would expect that people will GH the 4th and 5th week when their Mavros are mature. We'll actually tell them to GH exactly 30 days after. That will give us some time to build up from our PH pool. So if you look carefully, you will see first week, daily registration was 30, all registrations was 0. So every week we got 210. The next column there you see 210 is the total registrations needed. Oh, sorry, total registrations for old and new. The next one is the total required to get the system to us, to enable us to pay. The last column on the right is our PH balance, PH-GH balance. How much do we have available? So when it's positive, it means we are safe. In the week, like week 3, if you check, the PH-GH balance on week 3 was negative. That was that meant that we actually would have to do new registrations. I just put a box around it. So if you go back, you see week 3, the required new registrations is supposed to be 767 people, but we actually had 700. So that means that we had to work a little harder by the 4th week, where we are expecting real GH. So the actual GH is fell short of $3,744, but that's okay because the GHs will actually fall into the next week, week 5, and then we just keep on falling to the next week, into the next week. But we are safe enough to give everybody. So by the next week, by the next week, we were expecting that 60% of the new PHs, of the old PHs will return. So we're expecting 60% re-PH. That came so early because we added week 5 here so that we can take a look at the future before it gets to us. So if you see very carefully that our required new PHs was 3,526, but our actual was 3,276. But that's okay. So in this week, because we know that we are expecting some form of little delays or backlogs, so we decided to split the team into 2 and relocate them to entirely different geographical regions. Give them all they need: entry kit, the entry strategies, the presentation kit, etc., etc. So 5 guiders will go one way, 5 team members will go one way, the other team members will stay back. And so immediately we have to start a massive campaign. So we start doing paid adverts on the internet. We introduce a referral system, a small referral system. If you doing a seminars, if you bring one person, you get a gift. If you bring two, you get two gifts. We improve relationships with people, actually make better friends with them, shake hands with them, share handbills, exchange phone numbers, etc., etc. And if you come with a referee and he registers, we take care of your transport fare. We need to establish good contact with the cooperative. We stress to them that we are not trying to take their business away from them. However, we can show them how they can benefit from our system, because their members will just participate with their spare money and yet have more money in their hands. Having more money in their hands will enable them do other things and not burden the cooperatives. So we hold nightly meetings, and then we update our SWOT, entry strategy, all our documents, all our strategy nightly. Every shortfall we get, we'll be able to make up the next day. So in the meetings, we'll also include sponsors, because we depend largely on them. Those who make gifts, corporate bodies can actually partner with us during our presentations, because we give them some mileage. For example, MTN supports withdraw. We could give out internet modems sponsored, etc., etc. One key thing, apart from the registered cooperatives, we also have small groups. Possibly, if we find one or two on the internet, small group of people in small localities who actually do exchange money amongst themselves to enable themselves to meet up one or two needs. They are also a target. We call it Osusu there. Now, Osusu is a Nigerian word. We couldn't find a Thai word to take care of that. So that was our expenses. We're still left with $2,638 after that week's expenses, and of course we PH'd $10,000. Week 5 has 3. We outlined the whole month, and as you can see, hello. As you can see, week 5 showed a lot of promise. Even though we did not meet up GH on week 5, GH request on week 5, but week 6, week 7, and week 8 showed a lot of promise. One of the main reasons, apart from new participants falling short, return repH rate, that boosted our capacity to take care of expected MAVROs. As you can see, the expected MAVROs are cumulative, because that's exactly how the system works. Expected MAVROs are cumulative. I'm putting a this thing around it so we can see it is growing, and it's growing big. The more pHs you have, the more GHs you expect. This week, we just did everything normal, but because we're expecting more trouble, we further split the team and relocated them. The team is now 4. Now, we decided to target, since the news of the GH has come, and then our couriers will be doing good work, media and all that. Everybody wants to know who we are, what we do, and why we are able to pay so much money out. So we start targeting high net worth individuals. At this stage, we are expecting to generate more money from our IGR by sponsors and our team PH. Well, we also increase the budget for gifts and snacks because we expect more people to come in. And then we identify at this point with them, with the communities. We're a little project we call Help the Needy. Help the Needy just doesn't mean anything about needy people. It just means, what do the people really need? Some small project that is very, very useful to the people, like potable water, like scholarships for children in rural areas, We work very closely with the local chiefs, their cooperatives, contribution group, the prostitutes. They are key to getting this community up. The traders and the students are not left out. Students are also important because they're educated. They can search the internet. They can read about us on their own. So they help spread the work. Again, they are a good number of the population. Media programs is a good way to start before things go bad. MMM Pays. This is a media program that we're going to do in English and in Thai and Chinese to ensure that people understand what we're doing, what we are here for, and how we work. While doing that, we continue to improve relationships because if it's a community thing, then we should be doing community. How much are we spending? Well, we got a balance of $550,000, $570, after spending $60,000. If you look at the IGR resources, the last column, you can see that we PH'd 100,000. Well, that was a result of one of the things we got from our balance brought forward and from our sponsors. Our sponsors do not really give us cash all the time, but sometimes they could sponsor the event hall, which bring down our expenses, and a few other things we do. We could pay our hotel bills. We work like that. Sometimes we could go spend some time with them and their families, and then save our costs. From that savings, we put it into IGR sources. Well, IGR sources really, yes, sale of t-shirts, cups. Something like the hot mug would be very good. Hot mug is very nice for children. It's also nice for adults. It's just a normal cup, but when you put hot water in it, the marquee now shows up. So imagine drinking with a hot mug, and then all of a sudden, when you pour hot water in, you now start seeing MMM Pays on it, MMM Global. With things like that is what we'll be looking at. Well, like I said, we practice what we preach. If we say you should PH into a system and draw benefit from it, I think we should do that too. We also need money to run this operation, so we'll also PH into the system, and of course, GH to use the money to get its operations on. Well, there was a holiday month, and in the holiday month, we had to do something a little special. Well, we know that the first week will just be normal, but things will drop all the way down from week 10 to week 12. So we worked with 25% registrations for old, 25% for new. Well, because we had a good week 4 and 5, our pH balance was still positive, so we're still okay. Well, for the festival, so extensive social media, we also have to be there to talk about the festival and what we know about it, compared with what we have back home, and try and join them and belong with them. So we dress up like them and speak their language. I think they will like that. We also try to cut our costs, so we also try to make these public meetings at no cost. In the meantime, we just continue our business as usual. That month, we're not going to have much problems because we actually have some GHs from our pool. Well, the holiday plans failed. Task 5. We can't do much. All we have. So we embark on more training. Now it's time to expose our documentaries and letters of happiness. People need to believe in what we're doing. So we share the videos by WhatsApp, our friends, our new friends, their families, those in school. We also have to, at this point, reassure them that everything is okay. The high net worth individuals are important to us. And so we will have to think of new ways, working with the local people on how to enter new sectors, new areas. So our spread should increase. Well, at this point, we have to avoid meetings where strong critics are available so that we don't get into some form of arguments or don't say things we're not supposed to say. Also bearing in mind that apart from the core ideology of the system is a Russian system and Russians don't talk much. So we have to try and we get involved. Even with little children, air them on TV, give out vouchers, shopping malls, shop for them, pay for their shopping, and tell them, look, I did that for my spare money. You want to know how? Let's sit somewhere and talk. In fact, some of us learn languages very quickly. 3 weeks is enough time, 4 weeks, 5 weeks is enough time to learn some languages, at least for basic communications. So we go ahead, business as usual, hold meetings with our guiders, invite more participants, book appointments with them personally, go to the office, really get to live with them. Well, unfortunately, we went into pause mode because our plans did not work as expected. Well, we just have no choice. Now we have to stress the core ideologies and the core operations. As much as we don't try to make it very complicated to understand, but they must know that if you don't PH into the system, there's no money available for GH. That's what led us here. What's the way out? PH. We get some people who are really, really down with us to make some PHs. Small, something small. Of course, our videos and our letters of happiness will be available. We'll make some prints, translate them, and send them out. As long as we have a personal relationship with many of them, especially high net worth individuals, they will be reassured. By now, we will be speaking their language and eating their food. We need them to understand what pause mode really means. So all the vital information about it, we have to let them understand. And who's going to bail us out of pause mode? We are the ones, the community itself. We're not taking no loans from nowhere. No bank will even listen to us in the first place. We just PH into the system and PH into the system and re-PH into the system. We have to avoid panic. Every system, every financial system in the world does not like panic. So as long as we do that, we just continue. We tried not to let them be afraid that their marvels are gone. All we need to do is to balance PHs and GHs. Of course, our media campaign continues with the videos on TV, etc. Stressing, do not panic. We explain again and again and again what pause mode really means. This we have done in seminars, but most people who couldn't attend the seminars may not know. So we encourage them by letting them know what it is, and we allow the marvels grow as much as possible, and make sure that we do not overgrow them. All the resources we're gathering are putting back into the system, ensuring that the system will go on as expected. Okay, so at the end of the day, we are hoping that pause mode will be lifted as long as we get more PHs and less GHs, because some people actually don't need to GH, but they just GH out of panic. So slow down, don't worry. Your marvels are still growing and you will get your money. The only difference is if you take your money now that you don't need it, you'll be starving the system, and then that actually breaks the possibilities for others getting their money. So just hold on, do not GH, or GH small that you need now, and let the system stabilize. We are not going to stop them. But since we have one-on-one with them, possibly living in their houses, operating from their houses, I think they will be guaranteed. Once we have a face to a system, once you have the idea that I can hold this man, there's some form of reassurance. It works everywhere. I think banks and corporate institutions call it KYC, know your customer. Unfortunately, system went to restart. During restart mode, it's difficult to discuss such ideologies, but we have no choice. We came to succeed. So we're going to go ahead and explain to them that it's just a defense mechanism that stops the system from what they like calling crash. total collapse, what we're trying to avoid. We can always get back on our feet if we do what we do and do it again and again and again. This is how it works. Well, these are the risks involved, but this is how it works. As long as we continue to PH into this system, get more and more people to PH into this system will be back on. As much as we said participate with spare money, money that is not critical to you, we also understand that you also have to PH a little more than normal. We encourage them, those that have need, we take care of, in order to make them feel comfortable. As long as we have the quizzes and our leaflets out, explaining in detail what's going on and what can be done about it, what it means, we expect that the system will get back. Rallies with local musicians and movie actors, it goes a long way. But at this point, it might not do much, so we decide to erect giant billboards at strategic locations in the city. We actually have to wait and listen to what people have to say and their suggestions, while encouraging them to disregard what they hear in the media. We also have to have 1 or 2 media houses or media people with us who really understand the system in detail and who can speak for us when we're not around. So while doing that, we still continue to host our normal seminars, our normal meetings, our normal visits, our normal projects, because we have a good budget. All we got was $100,000 twice, and then we were able to fund our expenses. As you can see, as of week 12, our balance was $99,000, $99,530. Our total expenses was about half that, so we still had like 146 left. Unfortunately, we didn't PH because we cheated. We knew that the system might have a problem. But normally, I personally, I think we would have PH'd and not gotten something back. But we have PH'd small because we got money from the sponsors to take care of that. Restart is not a very good time, but you see, this team has no choice. We came to succeed, so we're going to stay back and succeed. We start all over again. Entry kits, presentation kits, talk to the people, sit with them, drink beer with them, eat with them, invite them to your hotel room or your house where you're staying, move over to their houses, eat with them, eat Thai food, drink Thai drinks, attend the mosque with them, really get to be one of them. The only difference is that we may be black, but the Chinese are there also. So, and the Chinese understand the system well. This is what happened in so and so country. This is what happened in so and so country at so and so time. Disregard what the media says. Read it yourself. They went into this trouble and they came out. How? We're going to show you how. Read it yourself. Continuous reassurance that the system is going to get back on its feet and you're going to lose not much, just that spare money. After all, I think you have benefited from this system when it started. So if you lost a few, I think it's good for you to try and get some more benefit. You want us to go away, we go away, no more MMM, etc., etc. So we believe from our analysis that even during restart, we can get the system back on without asking for many sources from the headquarters.
Okay.
You've
tried, you've said a lot within a short period of time. Though I sense a little improvement in your presentation from the previous day, but
yeah, thank you.
You still linger around some things that are not really essential. In an environment whereby you are given a limited time, you're supposed to lay emphasis on only what you sense that is actually important.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Well, above all, I like people improving on what they've done. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
From the presentation now, I think you improved on what you're supposed to do on Saturday.
Yes.
And we tried. Well, one thing I want you all to know is this: it's not easy to encourage people after a restart.
It is not. Okay? It is not.
You need to think outside the box when you want to trust people with your money.
Yeah.
Because when you're talking about restart has not occurred in Nigeria yet, people are not PH.
No, it better not.
People Who are not PhDs already now
Yeah.
answer you. Just tell you, my friend, get out of my. Do you understand? So one need to
Yeah.
really think how to so come back after restart. But so
Yeah.
far so good. Measures have been put in place now. We don't go on a restart in Nigeria because Nigeria is very important to global community.
Yes. And
Being the
uh,
largest country,
yeah.
largest black nation in the world, so we really mean a lot to
Yeah. And we are peculiar
you
too.
guys have tried. Yeah, you guys have tried. Rachel, the first presenter, she tried. You also did well. I want to give Seku one a chance tomorrow. I don't like keeping my student up late. I used to consider even going to work the next day. So
Yeah.
what we'll do is this: we'll meet again tomorrow, but this time we'll meet around 8:30 p.m.
Okay.
instead of the normal 9 p.m.
Okay.
so that there will be enough time for Seku one and any other Seku that is left to
That's
present.
available. Yeah.
So you guys can please, and when you are joining tomorrow's meeting, I want you all to use the name you use to submit your tax when you are joining the meeting.
Okay.
Don't use any person name. Use the name you use to submit your tax. So when I'm marking your tax, attends meeting. That's why I've not marked many of the tax.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay. I'm here.
I think
Mentor just
the
went offline.
yeah, I think he's
Mentor just
experiencing.
went offline. He'll be back.
I think
Yeah, I think
mentor is out. Oh.
He
he's
will be
not out.
back. He's just not offline.
Yeah, he's experiencing a network.
Network is
Yeah,
back. It's back even for me.
let's wait for him then.
Mm.
He's back. Oh.
Amen.
Hello, mentor.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Yes. Hello. Yes.
Mentor is back.
He's back, but I think maybe his network is not somewhat good.
Network is funny.
Before Mentor comes back, I just wanted to share with you. When he's talking, just allow him flow. Just allow him flow. Mute your mic, allow him flow. Don't.
Okay.
If he needs response, he will ask us, then we respond.
Okay.
I know.
It's line. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
That's
Work anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mary is back also.
As people they lost now, space they open for people to come in. Mentor don't go again.
That network is bad. Mary is back now.
Yeah,
As to tell you, SpectraNet no work today.
Hey, what's up? Hello,
Welcome, Mentor.
sorry, the network just logged me out now. So, like I was saying,
SpectraNet is not spectaring well today.
actually, I'm not really So, any question before I handle the meeting? Any question? You guys have no question. So, tomorrow, 8:30. So let's make it 8:45, okay? The 8 by then. Let's make it 8:45 by then, please.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
So, and don't forget what I told you. When you are joining, make sure you join with the name you use to submit your tax. So I can know when I'm marking
Okay,
your
sir.
tax. So I want to fully mark your tax. So make sure you try to complete all your tax too, because I really rush marking your tax.
Okay, sir.
I don't want anyone of you to complain about that. So tomorrow, 8:45, okay? Good night, everybody.
All right, sir.
Good night, sir.
All right.
Agree.
Good night, guys.
Good night, sir.
Yeah, good night, everyone. Yeah, good night.
Good night.
Good night,
Good night.
everyone.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.